Types of Firms by Deja Jones. Identification. Now, there are 4 types of firms that someone in the marketing field may experience during their career time. Now, it is also important to understand the 4 different firms for me because I'm going to be working in one of those types of firms one day. Even if I was to start my own business, it'll still be considered one of those types of firms. I feel like it also helps people understand ownership of a company in different situations. Explanations. So we have sole proprietorships, and that is a company owned and operated by one single person. So if I was to start my own business and it was just me, it'll be a sole proprietorship. Now, a limited liability company is a company where there can be more than one owner and all of the owners can run the business and all of the liability is shared. There's also corporations. Now, with a corporation, ownership is kind of different. Ownership of a corporation is represented by shares of stock, and stockholders hold those shares of those stock. So, the more shares of stock that you have, the more ownership you have of the company, more power. So you would say that the more shares of stock you have, the more ability you have to make decisions. Now, the owners are not responsible for the corporation's obligations to other people, just decisions about the corporation as a whole. Now, there is also partnerships, and partnerships are companies that are owned and operated by more than one person. Now, it's important to understand that if one party wants out of the partnership, then technically the partnership is denied. The business can no longer exist unless at the beginning there was a buyout agreement already in the contract with the partnership. Application. Now, knowing the difference between these types of firms is important for everyone. Entry, mid, and executive level professionals will need to know the difference between these firms before they enter the workforce. Ethics. How to deal with the ethical issue if it came up. Scenario. So let's just say that a childhood friend and I choose to join a partnership together and we open a business. Now, after 2 months of working, things aren't going so well. My childhood best friend wants to quit on our business after we have both already invested $100,000 into starting this. In this scenario, I feel like it would be hard to make a decision about what to do. Obviously, if we don't have a buyout agreement, then our company is just going to fail. And it's just a hard decision to make just because, you have that friend and that creates conflict. I feel like I would always have a buyout agreement going into a partnership with somebody. So at that point, it would be no hard feelings towards my friend. I would just go ahead and sign that buyout agreement and continue on with trying to start a business and keep it running, even if I have to do it on my own. Biblical perspective. Having a friend call it quits after a few months would be very tough on me, but I have always trusted in the Lord. Proverbs 3:5 says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not to your own understanding." And that is the New International Version. Here's my reference.